situated. This is truly the calm before the storm. Oh. On Nick gets a whole new meaning. Yes, it does. Also, sorry for yesterday. I accept thy apology. Nothing more to that. Just I accept thy apology. Waiting for. Oh, I wonder what season three's episodes will be called. Honestly, I haven't even determined that. I have not. There. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to just cycle through all the pronouns. Gee, I wonder if we make it to season 5 if I'll go with his or her. Anyway, waiting for Spider to get here before we start, because this topic is actually also his level of expertise. For once, a topic all three of us know something about. That's not me trying to sound rude, at least not on purpose. Just feels like it's been a while since there's been a topic we've all known something about. I mean, we know Big Fat Liar, but you get what I mean. You get what the hell I mean. Our Nitka, yeah. If YouTube wouldn't have flagged it instantly, I would have called it that. I am thick on Nick. I can't say the other one because YouTube censored. That's what I just said. Anyway, welcome to Wonder After Dark. Now, tonight we're not going to be reviewing a specific movie or TV show like we typically would. Nope, tonight we're going to chronicle the rise and fall of a children's pay television network. Doesn't that sound exciting, kids? Okay. I'm just letting this conversation play out before I officially begin. Oh yeah, Spider, if you forgot what he's talking about, it was about the episode titles. Just in case you forgot. There was a Nick executive who was caught on To Catch a Predator. That does not surprise me, and we'll hear more about that okay, good. Anyway, Nickelodeon, often shortened to and abbreviated as just Nick, is an American pay television channel owned by Paramount Global through Paramount Media Network's subdivision, Nickelodeon Group. First launched on April 1st, 1979, as the first cable channel for children, the channel is primarily aimed at adolescents aged 2 to 17. Shut up, Kraka. Okay. Anyway, by the way, I completely forgot to put this set piece on the set for the entire last episode. It's back now, though. Anyway. Along with a broader family audience through its program blocks. Anyway. Oh yeah, and an affiliated streaming service, obviously Paramount Plus. Although a lot of its content, Eevee is having sex with Pikachu. Man, sex and a pupper? That's nasty. Unless you're into that. Anyway. That was stupid even for me. Anyway. The channel first began life as a test channel broadcast Pikachu, Eevee, and Scooby-Doo. Well, that's not Scooby-Doo, but you know what? I'm going to roll with it. If you say it's Scooby-Doo, then I'm just not even going to bother. That in your head is Scooby-Doo. Anyway. The channel, although honestly, from Threesome, oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, it's not technically... Jesse isn't a threesome. This show is a threesome if you really think about it. Not with me. Yeah, although if you stop and think about it, this show is a different kind of threesome, and it's not a sexual one. It is a threesome of terrible twos. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the channel first began life as a test channel broadcast on December 1st, 1977, as a part of QUBE. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm the guy in the other room saying, what the fuck are you two doing? Nah, you're the guy who says that and then proceeds to watch from your cuck chair. Like, you don't join in, but you just... A Ghostbuster. Hey, can you take a look at this doll that looks like Tails? Freaks me. Anyway, an early cable television broadcast system locally in Columbus, Ohio. Nah, I'm not watching because it's indecent. Fair. That's an interaction from Sonic to Peter Venkman in Lego Dimensions. Lego Dimensions is based. Anyway. The channel, now named Nickelodeon, launched to a I have more dignity than threesome who... Or than some... Fuck. I have more dignity than someone who... You are never going to let me hear the end of that. Oh my god. That is my Jared Fogle, apparently. But then again, it's appropriate you say that as we're talking about Nickelodeon. Brian Peck, Dan Schneider, little kids. Anyway. The channel, now named Nickelodeon, launched to a new worldwide audience, or nationwide, nationwide audience. I don't have Lego Dimensions, but I have 2 copies of the Sonic set. I don't have the Lego Dimensions Sonic set, but I do have... Anyway. On April 1st... Anyway, it launched as a new channel, now named Nickelodeon, on April 1st, 1979, with Pinwheel as its inaugural program. Anyway. The network was initially commercial-free and remained without advertising until 1984. Nickelodeon gained a new facelift regarding programming and image later that fall. And its ensuing success led to it and its sister networks, MTV and VH1, being sold to Viacom in 1985. I found the second at a flea market. That's nice. On Nick. Anyway. The Nickelodeon channel has, of course, expanded its franchise through several sister channels and programs. Dick! I'm going to unalive you on Nick in Minecraft. Anyway. The channel has, of course, expanded its franchise through several sister channels and program blocks, such as Nick Jr., a preschool block on January 4th, 1988, Minecraft, and was eventually spun off into a separate channel in 2009. Nicktoons, which was based on the flagship brand for its original animated series, launched as a standalone channel in 2002. Noggin, an interactive educational brand created in partnership with Sesame Workshop, existed as a channel from 1999 to 2009, and as a mobile streaming service from 2015 to 2024. I have a few Blue's Clues tapes and SpongeBob and a Fairly Odd Parents. That is nice, but it does bring up something I did want to ask. So as far as I'm aware, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, the Nickelodeon channel does not seem to exist in Canada. So I'm wondering, for the home releases, the home video releases of Nick shows in Canada. Yes, it does. I didn't think it did, honestly. I could have sworn that it didn't. It's existed since 2009. Okay, well, 2009, later than I thought. So that I'm still going to ask, for releases prior to 2009, before, were they still branded, Nickelodeon on video releases over there? But to answer your question, most content on Nick aired on YTV and Nick at the same time. Okay. But my other question was, for home video releases prior to when the channel launched over there, did those video releases still carry the Nickelodeon branding? To answer your question, yes. Okay. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but yes, yes, and yes. Okay. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Anyway. 2 blocks aimed at teenage audiences were launched. One titled Teen Nick, and the other titled The N. Although both of these were, I mean, most shit from Canada is import. Well, that is true. Anyway, 2 blocks aimed at teenage audiences were created. The first called Teen Nick and the second titled The N, both of which were later merged to form the Teen Nick channel in 2009. The N. Ooh, think of all the jokes. How do you feel about Trump wanting to buy Canada? So, oh yeah. But yeah, imagine all the jokes. The N, nigger. He can't. I mean, this is the same Trump who also, yeah, he wants Canada to be, he also wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico to his, as he called it, rightful name, Gulf of America. I do not want to scream right now because I don't want to wake up everyone in the house, but y'all wanted cheaper groceries. Instead, you got this. Anyway, here's the gun. This is the same guy who wants the mech. Yep, here's everyone's favorite prop, by the way. Just in case we need it. Oh, by the way, YouTube, this is a prop, not real, a toy. Do you see the orange tip inside? It's a prop. A very believable prop, but still a prop. It's a real gun. How do you know? Don't listen to him. It's a Joker gun. Fucking deserve. Anyway. As of December... This is a Joker joke. Anyway. As of December 2023, Nickelodeon is available to approximately 70 million pay television households. And this has been the Joker in the United States, down from its peak of 101 million households in 2011. Okay, now from here on, excuse me, from here on, I'm not going to, we should do more Batman Arkham. Well, there is something Spider has in mind that is ready. It depends. If we have time, I'll do that and Arkham. If we don't have time, then we'll get to Arkham some other time. Contrary to popular belief, there's only so much I can fit into an hour show. Anyway. Alright, now from here on, I want to discuss the rise and fall, talk about the Nickelodeon Predator. I'm getting to that. From here on, I want to discuss how the Nickelodeon channel rose. I want you to play the video on the TV so Sylph can watch. Oh, yeah, I'm a little scared to find out what this video is because you want Sylph to watch and then you asked what my brother's name is. I'll tell you what happens. He runs as soon as he's... Anyway, what I was saying. From here on, I want to discuss how the Nickelodeon channel rose and how I'd say it kind of fell. Some stuff will be omitted for time. It's hilarious. Anything involving... Anyway, some events I will skip over for time constraints. It fell, El Bozo, yep. Other events I will save for a hypothetical part 2. But for now, let's go over the basics. Starting in 1984, they introduced what is called the balloon font logo, which went through a number of different changes. But that logo was kept all the way until 2009. Then, in 1985, a program block called Nick at Night was launched. Nick at Night, this is going to be lit. Oh, and so Skibbity. It's all about the grind, fam. That shit's bussin'. Anyway, Nick at Night was a program block aimed, I guess, at adults that primarily just airs reruns of pre-existing classic sitcoms. All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher. Nick for adults, Knuckles. If you don't remember waking up to the George Lopez show at 3 a.m., what the hell is wrong with you? Anyway. Alright. 1986 was kind of a big year. In 1986, two things I remember George Lopez, yep. Stay tuned. Anyway, in 1986, two things happened. Double Dare premiered, and Viacom gained full ownership of it and its sister networks. So Nickelodeon, MTV, and VH1. So now Nickelodeon was a Viacom subsidiary. But also around this same time, Paramount became a Viacom subsidiary, so yeah. In 1987, all my friends know the low rider. Anyway, in 1987, Nickelodeon introduced The Big Ballot, which would later be renamed the Kids' Choice Awards. All my friends know the big nigga. The big nigga can't even stand. Anyway. Alright. 1991. I'm dying. Good. 1981. Dyslexia. 1991 was an interesting year. In 1991, Nickelodeon debuted their Nicktoons brand with 3 original animated series. Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy. Lucy Ball, yep. Anyway, so in 1991, the Nicktoons brand, not the channel, but the brand was launched alongside 3 shows. Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy. Now, here's an interesting fact that not a lot of you might know. Upgrades, everyone. Upgrade. Anyway, now, here's an interesting fact that some of you might not know. Phil Vischer and Mike Nawrocki actually pitched VeggieTales to Nickelodeon at this time, in 1992. Nickelodeon, however, passed on VeggieTales, not because of its Christian content, but because they felt that computer animation of that quality would be too expensive to produce on a TV budget. Which, that's pretty solid reasoning. So, VeggieTales could have been a Nickelodeon show at some point, but they ultimately passed on Nick. But they ultimately passed because they felt that CGI on TV would be too expensive. Which, again, in 1993, valid concern. 1992-93, the video. Boy, developed, yep. Anyway. 1996, they released their first feature film in theaters, Harriet the Spy, which reminds me of another, repeats 10 times, yep, which reminds me of another interesting tidbit. Nickelodeon actually signed a previous movie deal with 20th Century Fox, but none of the movies that were proposed to Fox ever ended up releasing. Or maybe they did and they just made it under Paramount, but who knows, right, God? Anyway, now we're getting to the interesting part of the timeline. In 1996, Blue's Clues premiered on Nick Jr., and I would try to quote the Snack and Girl and 8 quote, but for the love of God, I struggle with it, because it gives me a stroke. But yeah, Blue's Clues premiered in 96. Then in 1999... In 1999, remember this, I struggle with you. Fuck you. SpongeBob. Yep, 1999, SpongeBob premiered. 2000, Dora the Explorer premiered and spawned a whole new generation of racists. 2005, Avatar The Last Airbender. I had a real SpongeBob Lego once. Also, funny you say real, as if this is not literally a licensed product. Epic! Yep. Although, funny you say real, as if this is not literally a licensed product. I mean, I never imply. Well, I guess the word I don't know. It's just when I typically hear the word real used in that. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. It's just when I Anyway, I'm not just acoustic. I'm race car. Mega Bloks and Lego are different. I know. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll save that discussion for my future episode on short-lived Lego licenses. It's just I like both, but Lego is the... And that's pretty much the opinion that I'm pretty sure all three of us have. No, seriously, I'm pretty sure all three of us have that exact same opinion. That all of the brick brands are cool, but that Lego is the best one. Anyway, 2005, Avatar The Last Airbender premiered. But I'm going to stop right there for a minute, because we actually need to go back a little bit. Mega Bloks is great, but the thing is the build quality is often not that... Yeah, that is true. I do appreciate the Pokemon license they have. I don't really have any of the... In fact, I don't have any of the Mega Bloks Pokemon sets or anything. My sister, I think, has a few of them laying around, but I don't know. But anyway, we need to go back a little bit earlier in the timeline. Mega Construx is Mega Bloks. I know that. I know they kind of rebranded. Also, I need to go. How come before you do? No worries. I'm okay with you going, but how come? You're more than welcome. It's not a rebrand, it's a sub-theme, okay? Never mind, retract what I said. Anyway. If you need to go, no worries, but I'm still going to ask why you need to. I'm just going because I need to finish the Bigger Fatter Liar. Okay, no worries. I was probably going to finish it tomorrow morning. I was probably going to watch it tomorrow, honestly. But anyway, goody. Enjoy that. If you want to catch up on this show, you can do it tomorrow. If you want to catch up. Otherwise, have a day. To be prepared, the film is bad. Oh, joy. Also, Spider, sorry to disappoint, but it looks like it's just going to be me and you watching your video tonight. Sorry to disappoint. Sorry to disappoint. Well, anyway, Spider, looks like it's you and me for the rest of this episode. Also, Sylv, have a day. Anyway. Now, for this, we need to go back a little bit earlier in the timeline and discuss something truly unfortunate that happened over at Nickelodeon. I think we all know what it was. It starts with a D. Dan Schneider. Now, Dan Schneider... Diddy? Nope, Dan Schneider. Although Dan is arguably just as bad as Diddy. Maybe worse. Dahmer? Nope, I said Dan Schneider. Anyway, Dan Schneider was hired by Nickelodeon in 1993. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is still worse. Like, Dan Schneider's bad, for sure, but Donald Trump is worse. Anyway, Dan Schneider was first hired by Nickelodeon in 1993 to develop the sketch comedy All That. Now, it says here he met with a lot of bad D's. Yep, a lot of bad dicks. Anyway, Dan Schneider first got involved, or actually it does say he was first involved in 1988 when he co-hosted the Kids' Choice Awards. And then later he met with executive Albie Hetch, dicks are bad, okay, to develop all that. And then his early work, of course, included writing and producing Kenan and Kel and Good Burger. Yeah. Now, a lot of other people, South Park reference, yep, I only realized that after I read it out loud, but anyway. Now, I'm not going to recap every single bad thing Dan Schneider did. If you want that, you can go watch Quentin Review's 4+ hour long iCarly videos. But to quickly summarize, Dan Schneider was notoriously a creep. I can't say who he was a creep to, or else this show will be flagged for content, but he was a creep to certain individuals of a certain type that were primarily on the sets of his shows. Most of what he was into was feet related, although he was also known for just including weird content in his shows, or just in general. Mostly feet, though. No, I am not a foot freak because he is, and I'm definitely not into his kind of feet. I may be a foot freak, but I have standards. And then, but yeah, Dan, however, despite his creepiness, worked on many projects at Nickelodeon. Some of his most notable include, of course, All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Feet with Minors, and Please See a Therapist. I am shocked that YouTube did not delete that. But yeah, that's what Dan Schneider was known for. Feet with young people. But some of his most notable works include All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Sam and Cat, Victorious, Game Shakers, Henry Danger, and numerous others. His last notable project at Nick was the spin-off titled The Adventures of Kid Danger, which was an animated series. Although shortly after, Henry Danger is the best. I mean, I can't really argue there, although I've always been more into Drake and Josh and iCarly, but Henry Danger is great too. But anyway, The Adventures of Kid Danger, which was in Thundermans, was great too. Oh yeah, Thundermans was not created by Dan Schneider, before you ask. Thankfully, Dan Schneider had nothing to do with the Thundermans. But anyway, The Adventures of Kid Danger, which was an animated spin-off of Henry Danger, was the last major project Dan was involved with at the network before he left the network and the company in 2018, shortly after it premiered after reports of abusive behavior. And then later reports of sexual behavior. They had a crossover themed after Civil War, and I gushed over it. I remember seeing it when it first aired. I guess that's my sign that I gotta review these two shows in the future. Not tomorrow, though. Tomorrow night is already... Or no, Wednesday night. My apologies. Wednesday. I actually don't know what the hell I'm doing tomorrow night, but Wednesday night is taken. Well, anyway, but... yeah, Dan Schneider. He was a creep. The CGI ain't great, but they tried. I mean, yeah, it is a Nickelodeon show. God, that sounded like an insult, but I did not mean it as one. It's better than a lot of student film. Oh, absolutely. Anyway, but back to the timeline. Now, Nickelodeon was on top of the world for a while, and this is where the rise and fall aspect that I wanted to talk about comes into play. Okay. Nickelodeon, at this time, between SpongeBob premiering and basically from 1999 to 2009, Nickelodeon was pretty much on top of the world in terms of kids' TV. Sure, Disney was still the bigger company, always will be, even if they bomb. But Nickelodeon on the TV side was number one. But then I'd say it was around 2009 that things slowly but surely started to change. So, in 2000, I swear whenever I watched SpongeBob, it would just be 4 blocks of SpongeBob broken up by the Loud House, then back to 3 blocks of SpongeBob. That's about where Nickelodeon was, like, not even... okay, that actually was not that long ago. But actually, let me just look at the channel guide, because contrary to popular belief, this is live. Let's just look at the channel guide for Nick while we're at it. Let's see how it currently is. I'm going to start in the morning hours. Okay, 6:30 to 7 a.m. SpongeBob, followed by Paw Patrol from 7 a.m. all the way to 2 p.m. And then SpongeBob from 2 p.m. all the way to 4 p.m. with an airing of The Croods A New Age, followed by an airing of Trolls. And then Modern Family at 8. Yes, Nickelodeon shows Modern Family reruns now. And then Friends from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then Big Bang Theory from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. Then back to Friends from 2 to 3. And then Modern Family from 3:30 to 7 a.m. I bet they still are like that. Dang, they have variety. Yeah, they do have variety now, at least. I mean, SpongeBob is still the dominant show, but dominant in the sense that it still occupies most of the schedule. But anyway, back to the yapping. But okay, but 2009 was when things really started to change. So, first thing that happened was a rebrand. The logo. Gone was the old Splat logo with the balloon font, and in came... Okay, well actually I guess I should probably show a comparison. So, this was Nickelodeon's logo for the longest time. Wonderfully over the top, but in all the right ways. It's cute, it's fun, I love it. In 2009, specifically September of 2009, they updated their branding to this. Okay. Admittedly, I am nostalgic for both, because I was born when the transition to this happened. I was born in 2005, in case you forgot. So I lived through the last few years of the Splat logo into this. So I find both to be nostalgic, but yeah, it's very plain, very basic. At the very least, I do like that it's still a very stylized font. That I do like, but it was a step down from their previous logo. But it is technically still the logo that they use to this very day. You'll find out why I say technically soon enough. Now, another major thing that happened in 2009, Nickelodeon acquired the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. So, 2009, Ninja Turtles was now property of Nickelodeon. And the first release under Nick was actually technically also the last release under 4Kids. Because 4Kids Entertainment was who had the rights at the time. Turtles Forever. This was a part of the 4Kids Turtles series, but it was also the first time Nick had anything to do with the Turtles. It was a Power Rangers Wild Force situation. In case you don't know what the hell I mean by that, Disney purchased Power Rangers when Wild Force was still in production. And by the time it aired, yes, it was produced by Saban, but Disney had already bought the property. Same situation here. 4Kids handled Turtles Forever, but by the time it released, Nickelodeon had bought up the property. Oh wait, that was too technical. Sorry, I bored you. Anyway. Additionally, Team Nick and Noggin, or Team Nick and the N, merged to form, Team Nick, the program block, and the N, the channel, merged to form a dedicated Teen Nick channel. Noggin was also replaced by the Nick Jr. channel, and Nicktoons Network was simply abbreviated to Nicktoons, which makes sense, honestly. Anyway, alright. Now, throughout the 2010s, the 2010s, whatever you want to call it, you'll notice that Nickelodeon had kind of a roller coaster history with My Floppy Dick, in that they would hit a high, hit a low, repeat. In 2012, Viacom and DirecTV had a contract dispute, causing Nickelodeon and other related networks to be taken off the service for several days until an agreement was eventually reached. Alright, now here, it is right here in the timeline, 2012, that I'd say we leave the rise of Nickelodeon and enter the fall, slowly but surely. Because 2012 saw a lot of, maybe not as big of change as 2009, but still change. iCarly had just finished its run, and while spin-off series were being pitched and planned, iCarly was over. Another major change that had occurred was a lot of the Nick channels and a lot of the Viacom channels were switching from 4:3 standard definition broadcast to 16:9 high definition, because a lot of people were finally starting to upgrade to HD TV. And the last major change that occurred is that Nickelodeon started to pick up a bunch of really generic, super forgettable, cookie-cutter live-action sitcoms. Now, I'm not going to list them all off. We would be here all night. So I'm just going to do a quick wardrobe change and then continue yapping. Okay, wardrobe change done. I was getting hot and sweaty. You've heard of hot and ready pizza? Hot and sweaty pizza. Alright, 2012, I guess Nickelodeon still wanted that iCarly live-action sitcom success, because 2012 was when Nick started to pick up, greenlight, and air a bunch of new live-action sitcoms, only to then basically drop them all after one or less seasons. I'm not listing them all off, so I'm just going to list off probably my favorite example, Wendell and Vinny. If you don't remember Wendell and Vinny, allow me to refresh your memory if you possibly remember it. So, Wendell and Vinny was a sitcom that aired on Nickelodeon from February 16th, 2013 to September 22nd of that same year. On August 15th, the series was canceled after just one season. Now, why do I think it was canceled? Well, yeah, this says it best. Common Sense Media gave the show 2 out of 5 stars, saying that it was lackluster and has mixed messages about parenting. Although another point of criticism was that it was maybe a little too mature for kids, but not mature enough for adults. In that it had more mild language, like hell and damn, but it was also kind of typical cheesy Nick affair, so what? Anyway, also around this time, around the 2012 to 2016 period, Nickelodeon also started to do something that I and many others would come to hate. In that they would pick up a new Nicktoon, a new animated show, give it a decent chance, and then burn it off on Nicktoons. And when that happens, that basically means that they've sent your show to die. As pretty much all the shows that have been burnt off on Nicktoons pretty much die soon after. Not even canceled, just straight up, goodbye. Okay, bye-bye. I'm not gonna fly for you. Yeah. Just die. Yeah. Now, granted, Nickelodeon did have a few bright spots throughout this period. Tired. Same. Anyway, now, also around this period, Nickelodeon did pick up Power Rangers from Disney. To be more specific, Saban bought the show back from Disney and then contracted to Nick for the broadcast rights. And even that didn't really click, now did it? Because Power Rangers under Nick basically became a borderline little kid. I mean, it was always a kid show, but under Nick it was like a little, like 4 to 7 year old demographic. Like, compare RPM to Samurai, the difference is night and day. And on top of that, the scheduling was a mess. It kept going from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. to 9 to... Stay tuned. Anyway. 2015, Nickelodeon revived Noggin as a streaming service. 2016 saw the debut and premiere of a funny little show with an interesting reputation called The Loud House. 2015 or 2016, The Loud House premiered on Nick. And it was actually pretty well received when it premiered. I watched it when it premiered, the day of. I thought it was really good. Mind you, this was when I was starting to become a very autistic sponge, but that just absorbs everything. Hey, it's the show that gave people sister. And that's what I meant by interesting reputation. You see, The Loud House, like I said, started off good and actually remained pretty consistently good. But then, well, the first problem, the fandom. I don't think Loud House fans on the... I mean, they're not all bad. There are the good ones. Good show, weird stuff. Yep, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there are the good Loud House fans out there. I like Loud House. Well, same here. I like it too. And I'm sure there are the good fans out there online. They just seem to be mostly overshadowed by those who probably jerk off to incest on the daily. Hey, look, this episode finally got sexual. 49 minutes in. It's sexual, baby. I've looked at the bad comics. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway. Okay, the other thing that they are questionable as hell. Yeah, clearly. Anyway, but let's save that for another time. Never. Anyway, the other thing that I'd say happened to the Loud House. Okay, I'll save this for when I review the show on its own time, which I do plan. Some don't even do the, but they're 18 thing. Yeah. Listen, but they're 18 is a weak excuse, but at least they're 18. It's a shit excuse, but at least they're 18. But when you don't even do that, that's how you know daddy's home. Just straight up. Yeah, I'm not reading that part, but yeah. I'm not reading that in correlation to what I just said, but yep, sums it up. The other problem that I think the Loud House went through is the first season, pretty good. Not a masterpiece, but very enjoyable show. Season 2 introduced some new ideas and some new concepts, but remained mostly the same. Fresh, but familiar. Pretty good. Season 3 kind of started to get a little bit more out there at times, but still had that pretty consistent quality going for it. Season 4 of The Loud House is when I'd say it started to slip. Granted, I accidentally stumbled onto them while looking at legal comics, so, well, at least it was accidental. At least you did not deliberately at least you did not deliberately seek out. Actually, that's not even smut at that point. That's just this GIF that I keep sending. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, season 4 of The Loud House is where I'd say it started to slip. Nowadays, The Loud House feels so detached from what it is, or what it was. If you want to know what the hell I mean, in the Loud House movie, they find out they're descendants of royalty, and there's magic, and dragons, and witches, and spells. In a recent episode, aliens invade Royal Woods. That actually happened. What? I think I'll stay with my somewhat legal furry comics, thanks, yeah. But like I said about everything I just said, what? I mean, I get boy with 10 sisters is a bit repetitive after a while, but what? Oh yeah, magic canonically exists. Although I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Sergio, the parrot, speaks English all the time. That was kind of warning sign number 1, I should say, but we'll save that for my future reviews on the Loud House and the Casagrandes. What about sister with 10 I said brother with... You're dyslexic too. Okay, I get that, you know, brother with 10 sisters can be a little repetitive after a while. But when you ditch that in favor of royalty... I wasn't responding. Never mind. But you get what I'm saying. You fucking get it. But we'll save the rest of my Loud House related thoughts for our inevitable review of the series. And we have to review the Casagrandes too. The Casagrandes, for those who don't know, was the spin-off show. In 2019, Nickelodeon made probably their strangest and most worthless investment ever. Can you guess that worthless investment before I say it? I just want to see how knowledgeable you are. You're cultured, but I want to see how well you know. Lego? Nope. Nope. In 2019, Nickelodeon acquired Paws Incorporated and the rights to Garfield, except for the first 3 shows and the movies. Those are owned by other companies, but everything else Garfield was acquired by Nick. Why? What use did Nickelodeon have for Garfield? Now, I get you could make the same argument for Ninja Turtles 10 years prior. Difference is, though, Nickelodeon actually did utilize the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles property and are still doing so to this very day. Make My Life as a Teenage Robot reboot. My Life's a Teenage reboot. No, but difference is, though, Nickelodeon is still actively investing in new Ninja Turtles content to this day. Garfield, however, yeah, other than like appearances in some of the games and other than merchandise, specifically clothing, Nickelodeon hasn't really done jack shit with Garfield. My Life is a Gay Robot. Sex? No, but other than like merchandise, mostly clothing, Nickelodeon hasn't really done much with Garfield, thus really making me wonder why they even bought the property in the first place if they aren't even really going to utilize it. Even the most recent Garfield movie had no involvement from Nickelodeon. The movie that came out this past year, nothing to do with Nick. Nickelodeon Movies was not involved. Paramount did not produce it, did not release it, nothing. By all accounts, it had nothing to do with Nickelodeon, despite being their property. So it's like, why did you even purchase this company and this franchise? Oh yeah, that one scene from Smiling Friends. It's my intellectual property to sit on and do nothing with. Actual line of dialogue from Smiling Friends, by the way. It is my intellectual property to sit on and do nothing with. Who does that sound like? Who? In 2023, there was a bright spot. Nickelodeon introduced a new take on their classic, so Nick talk over when. I'm getting there, don't worry. I'm almost done. Anyway, besides, we're about caught up to present day. We're, like, I was getting to 2023. We're about there. In fact, we're practically present day. In 2023, Nickelodeon introduced a new take on the classic Splat branding, which... Okay, while it's not the same as what came before, I do think it is a step up from what we had been getting. By a lot. Good logo. Yeah, it's a good logo. Really, I think when you strip it back to the text only, it just looks very plain. But when you add something, in this case the splat, it actually doesn't look half bad. And actually sticks out at you. Is more memorable. Alright, let's say, won't look good on their business cards, but oh yeah, and that does remind me, the only reason that they even changed their logo in the first place back in 2009 was because, quote unquote, it did not look good on their business cards. Normally, I would make some joke, some comment. I would possibly even scream into the camera about that. Not tonight. I think that just says it best. I'll leave it at that because it speaks for itself. So where is Nickelodeon in 2024? Well, while I wouldn't say that they're like... I love how I just turn around and reggae now, but while I wouldn't say that they're like on the verge of bankruptcy struggling, I wouldn't say that they're the top of the line, top of the food chain like they were years ago. And I think a few things factor into that. I think, the Dan Schneider controversy, paired with HBO's recent documentary, Quiet on Set, which was the expose, probably did a lot of damage to the brand. Probably made a lot of trust go down. While the network has had more variety as of late with its schedule, as you heard earlier, SpongeBob still makes up a majority of the schedule. And that does remind me, I do love SpongeBob, don't get me wrong, but they gotta hang it up. Like, don't get me wrong, I like SpongeBob. Hell, I like some of modern SpongeBob. While it's not as good as it used to be, it's still solid. But I don't know. I feel like Nickelodeon slowly but surely has just ran SpongeBob into the ground, and it has to end sooner than later. Shut her down. Yeah. Shut her down. Get her done! No, but... Oh, and another thing as well. Something that I've noticed as of late is I feel like they're focusing a lot less on the actual Nickelodeon properties besides SpongeBob and the Loud House, and focusing more on properties that had nothing to do with the company originally, but were either acquired by or merely aired on. As I said, Nickelodeon produces Garfield merchandise, but then doesn't want to do anything with the brand other than that. Transformers 1, oh yeah, I have a copy now, but Transformers 1, although it was not released under the Nickelodeon Movies banner, was heavily advertised on Nick. And probably the weirdest example as of late, Sonic. Sonic 1 and 2 have already gotten frequent airings on Nickelodeon, but as of late, they've added some new additions. In fact, they've added a whole program block on Saturdays. I don't know if it's still airing, by the way, but it's there. Sonic Saturdays, consisting of Knuckles, Sonic Prime, and Sonic 1 or 2. They kind of flip back and forth between the two. But, yeah, Sonic was never initially a Nick thing. In fact, the movies are also not under the Nickelodeon Movies banner, but for some reason, gets airtime on the channel. Cool, I guess. In fact, it's especially odd because Nickelodeon has nothing to do with Sonic Prime. That was a Netflix and WildBrain production. Okay, you do you, buckaroo. Oh, and another thing. Nickelodeon also has been keeping up the whole, we're going to pick up a bunch of shows and then cancel them real fast, but we'll save that for another time. I guess my verdict, or my conclusion, other than the fact that I'm so hot and sweaty that I can barely keep this thing on my stupid little body. 20 years, yes, 20 years. I feel like Nickelodeon needs a shake-up, or at the very least some rejuvenation. Hell, I feel like they need to be bought. Like, not saying Paramount is a bad fit for Nickelodeon, but I feel like a lot of the recent problems with the channel can kind of be like face fucked to Paramount. I don't know. Maybe someday someone will buy the company from Paramount and give it that much needed rejiggering. Maybe someday it'll burn to the ground. I have no idea. But for now, that was the rise and fall of Nickelodeon, not counting certain events. By the way, have you seen the movie Crybaby Lane? Stay tuned. Color me impressed. That actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. I'm actually very impressed. I actually thought that would take at least 70 minutes. Oh, by the way, that video. That video of your... Oh, there it is. Don't bother playing it on TV. Just watch it on phone. Link is sent. Okay. Yeah, I do apologize. Excuse me. Yeah, I do apologize. I know you probably would have liked to have it on the TV, but again, Silva's not here, so I do apologize for that. Okay. You will probably be copyrighted, but I think you'll be fine. Hopefully. Okay, before I even press play, by the way, I love how I can already tell it's a Sonic 3 edit. I'm going to keep my volume relatively low just to be safe. Just to be safe. Okay, I'm assuming the full title of this is You Need It High. Oh, you're going to get me in trouble, bad boy. Okay. I want to hear it. Okay. I'm assuming as well that the title... I'm assuming the title that's been cut off is The Ballad of Eggman. That's what I'm assuming. Okay, The Ballad of Eggman. I was correct. So far, I'm a little confused. Why you asked what my brother's name was and what that has to do with The Ballad of Eggman. I guess I'm about to get trolled hardcore. Anyway, here comes The Ballad of Eggman. Oh, by the way, this is property of Paramount Pictures. Okay. Here's come. It's rising. Dr. Wayne. Okay, before I continue, that could not have been timed any better. just before I will continue watching, but before I do, that could not have been timed any better. Here's what my dong looks like, Dr. Wayne. That was amazing. Anyway. All point, no quills. No. Don't do this. Oh, I will no longer be able to take this scene even the slightest bit serious. Oh my. Seamless. That is seamless. This whole thing's fucking seamless. Like, oh my god. Oh my fucking face. Oh my god. Oh, yep, there's... Yep. Oh, yep. Yep. That's why you asked. Now I know what that meant. Why, though? Why?
His attack on the moon tweet continues. What do you have to say about the theft of dangerous artifacts that can cause attacks like this to happen again? You mean the Chaos Emeralds? I'm going to assume you mean That's what you're concerned about. I've got one of them right here. Chaos control.
Oh, God. Oh, there goes Super Bomba. Okay, I don't think I can play Live and Learn, but... Oh, God, here comes Chaos Bomba. Super Bomba. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Die. Oh, my God. Oh, and Stone crying. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I guess I should have expected something. Actually, the moment I saw that you found an HD copy of Sonic, that took 7 hours. 7 hours. Oh my God. You accomplished in 7 hours what I can't even accomplish in 24. Oh my God. I guess I should have expected something like that the moment you revealed you got a copy of the movie. And I guess I also should have expected... Okay, okay, quick question. I mean this in a good way. Why did it specifically have to be my brother's name? How'd you like that, Obama? Cut to Obama. Okay, yeah, serious question, talented filmmaker. Why did that? Okay, I don't know. I wanted to. Okay, I mean, fair. I expected there to be some way sillier reason. Typically, everything that happens in these videos is for some type of a reason. Except for, what was it called? Octane Zero? I think that's what it was. I think that one, the only reasoning it had was, looks cool, but that was something, alright. That was something. That might take the cake for the amount for the. You should post that. I probably will soon enough. Will it be this week? I don't know. Will it be next week? Possibly. I don't know. I've yet to really make up my fucking mind. I have yet to make up my mind. I've yet to make... But yeah, that was a video. What was I say? I wanted to include a bit about Trump at the end and have Trump will return, but I didn't have time to. Nah, that would have been funny. That would have been fucking hilarious, actually. Who is your favorite wrestler? Oh, that's... Okay, I don't know who you are, but... Hi. Other than Trump. Okay, I'm not, like, doing a bit or anything. I just don't know who this is. Like, this isn't me, like, being funny. I don't know who, I don't really know much about wrestling, admittedly. But, wrestling. Oh, okay, I guess John Cena's pretty cool. Hulk Hogan's, well, yeah. Hi, though. Welcome to the show. Sylv loves wrestling, but he ain't here. Yeah, we're too lazy to explain who that is. But, hi, Tyler S. Welcome to the show, I guess. Sorry if I sound kind of clueless. We don't get very many new people around here. But hi, I guess. In fact, you kind of joined, not at the end, but right as the show is, I'm new. Well, yeah, welcome, I guess. Hi. Hello. You kind of joined not right before not right as we're not ending like right this second, but you kind of joined right when it kind of starts to wind down for the night, but that's not a big deal. That's not an issue. So, yeah. So what? I mean, if you mean so what about you being here, nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just typically at this time the show kind of starts like wind down in the sense that like all the topics have been covered mostly, so yeah. But I guess for the next couple minutes, enjoy your stay. Favorite top 5 horror movies then? Okay. Random, but okay. I'll bite. I guess we'll do horror. Okay, I'm not really gonna go in any real particular. Like, I'm not gonna go in decade. Oh, I'll enjoy myself. You must be a big horror movie fan. Sorry if that sounded sarcastic. I like horror movies. I am shit at communicating sometimes. If you watch this show, you'll know that. But I guess top 5. I'll just do top 5 that I've seen recently, kind of to narrow it down. Okay. Number 1, I think, or no, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Would it be blasphemous to say that I have not seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Streets? It's not that I don't care. I just haven't seen any of them, so I can't really comment on any of them. Texas Chainsaw 2. Also, I swear to you, Tyler S., whoever you are, I have seen horror movies. But I guess if you want my top 5, top 5 that I've seen recently at least, number 5, Nightmare 2 would be for you. You don't really know me much, but I'll remember that. I'll remember that. I guess based on look, I seem like Nightmare 2, which, okay, that checks out. Watch it and tell me it's not. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. But anyway, I'll do top 5 recent, as in movies that I've recently seen. Okay, actually, real quick. Sorry for the interruption there, but typically when the clock strikes midnight, I do the funny image, which is basically where I say that it's time for the funny image, even if I was in the middle of something, and then I show a picture like this or some other weird image. And there's your funny image. Okay, anyway, I guess number 5. Granted, you might disagree with how much this counts as a horror movie, but I'm going to put Scary Movie. Oh, hey, look, that's actually from Scary Movie. Anyway, I'm going to put Planet Terror at number 5, even though it's more of a horror comedy, but still. Horror comedy that is a borderline live action cartoon with how silly it is. What else would I put? Okay, number 4. I'm going to put Crawl at number 4. That's one I've seen recently. Doesn't matter, it's what you like. You're very polite. again, that probably maybe sounded sarcastic. If it did, I'm sorry, but you seem pretty polite, sir. But yeah, number 4, I'm going to put Crawl. Number 3, I mean, I could really put, I'm trying to think. Number 3 for me. Number 3, I guess, hilariously, I'll put Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I like how different Planet Terror is good. I love Rose McGowan. Oh, finally somebody who has seen Planet Terror. Oh my god. Okay, snapping out of my, like, confused tiredness. Finally somebody who has seen that movie and likes it. Oh my god. It feels like nobody has. And when I've tried to get people to watch it, it never works. Holy shit, I think we might have a keeper. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. It's a trick. Oh, it really is. I literally just met you, but so far I'm enjoying you. And yes, I am aware that I'm saying that while looking like this. If you're wondering why I look like this, it gets hot and sweaty in this room after about an hour or so. Anyway, okay, number 2. Continue with the list. Thank you. Okay, number 2. Okay. Number 2. Okay, number 2 on my list. I'm probably going to have to give it to... Okay. Technically not a... Okay. Yes, it's a horror movie in, like, the, like, macabre, am I saying that right? Macabre, freaky, eerie way, but not like a gory, R-rated... Actually, yeah, you are asking a good question. Does Edward Scissorhands count? What I was going to say is, does The Nightmare Before Christmas count? Because, like, it's fairly lighthearted and fairly comedic, but it does have, like, you know, the darker imagery and the darker... Yeah, of course. Oh, so... Well, then I guess by that logic, The Nightmare Before Christmas counts. So, yeah. Yeah. Both count. It's my favorite, yeah. So, Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm going to put at number 2. Alright, number 1 on my list. Kind of tricky, because a lot of movies could fight for the number lighthearted but still eerie. Yep. Alright, number 1 is a bit tricky, because it could be occupied by a lot of movies. But I think number 1's going to be a tie. I know 1 is 1, but I'm going to give it a tie between 2 movies. Scream 1996 and Halloween 1978. Clarifying so they obviously don't get confused with later installments. I know technically that'd be 2, but it's kind of hard to pick one of them, even though I do admittedly enjoy Scream more. Nothing against Halloween, but Scream is a great one. So yeah, I guess that's the top 5. Gotta say, Tyler S. Honestly, I don't mean this to sound rude, so I do apologize. I kind of expected you to be either... My favorite is Maximum Overdrive. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard a lot about it. But Tyler S. Oh, sound rude. Sorry about that. I do apologize. Anyway, was not on purpose. I just heard... Okay, thank you. Tyler S. I kind of expected you to be either, like, a jokester, like, in a... Not trying to be, like, judgmental, but, like, kind of annoying-ish way. And I also... Sound sassy. Okay. Anyway, I also expected you to be, like, one of those viewers who, like, shows up, then disappears, but so far you seem pretty chill. Maybe not as... No, I'm nice, I'm Canadian. Wait a minute. You're Canadian. Do you by any chance know a... Okay. Do you know anyone who's a fan of Pokemon by any chance? I know that seems totally random, but you said Canadian. I know someone. I know exactly what... Yeah, I think I'm going to bed soon, having a smoke and a drink. Okay, that doesn't really sound like who I'm thinking of, but... Also, that honestly low-key... I don't smoke, but that honestly sounds chill as fuck. But glad you're enjoying the show so far. Seemingly. Anyway, what I was trying to ask. No, my kid's like, okay, so you have no relation. Okay. I was thinking that you were a friend of someone who's usually on this show from Canada. He's from Canada. I won't say where, but from Canada. And he's into Pokemon. You said that, and I was low-key thinking that paired with he also likes wrestling. So I was low-key thinking, like, wait, did one of his friends happen to stumble on this show? But you seem to not have any relation to this person that I'm thinking of. Again, totally random top 5 wrestlers. Oh, top 5. That's tricky because... Okay, Discord. Checking Discord, sir. No, I just stumbled random. Well, okay, well, that explains it. Yeah, probably, but anyway. Okay, but back to what I was saying. Okay, but... Sorry for that. My friend here was sending me something over Discord. I love it, though, player. Anyway. Top 5 wrestlers is tricky because, like, I do know a little bit about wrestling, but I don't really watch it, like, regularly, and I know, like, some of the... Like, I know John Cena, I know Mark Henry, I know Cody Rhodes, I know Hulk Hogan. Not a wrestler, per se, but I know Vince McMahon. But, like, I don't know anyone beyond, like... I wouldn't say beyond those 5 or so, but just in general, you get what I'm conveying. So, it's kind of tricky for me to make a top 5 for them. Oh, yeah, John Cena, The Rock. Forgot to mention them, too, of course, but... I think even if you're not into wrestling, you know them. Top 5 hot... Ooh. Oh, yeah. Not... Okay, I'm not refusing your request. I just genuinely don't know how to narrow that down. Although, in that case, I don't know how to narrow it down both because I don't know too much about wrestling and because... Aren't they all hot? Like... Oh, yeah, there's some of the chaos that this show usually... revolves around. So yeah. Sorry if it seems like I ignored your request. I did not. I just don't know how to narrow that down. So yeah. Excuse me. Oh. She's cute. Did I miss some? Okay. I think YouTube... I guess I should probably walk you through this. I think either you forgot to send a part of your message, or YouTube might have deleted what you just tried to say. That's something that happens a bit on this show. Is one of my usual 2 friends will try to say something in chat and YouTube will take it down for no reason. Because there's clearly more to what you said after she's cute. Just pointing that out in case you get confused. No. Okay, I guess there isn't. I guess there isn't. She's really... Okay. Random, but I guess she's really cute. I don't know. I think I'm almost done with this episode for tonight, just because usually around like this time of night is when my brain starts to like clock out. So, if you have anything else you would like to say, not trying to sound pushy, but if you have anything else you'd like to say it now. No rush, but also don't. Who's a hottie then? I mean, wrestlers, okay. Wrestlers, I don't know, but I guess if we want to go back to Planet Terror from earlier, I guess we can say Rose McGowan. I know you said hot. I know you said wrestler, but I like talking to you. Okay. I'm still, no, just a hot. Okay. Can I just say you seem pretty chill? I know I probably said that earlier, in fact, definitely, but sorry if I seem very socially awkward. It's just we do not get very many new people around. She was in Ready to Rumble. Okay, okay. I'm sorry if I seem like I don't speak English. But I think I get. I think I get what you're saying now. Sorry if I look stupid. Minimal knowledge inbound on my end. You kind of threw me for a second, but that's okay. Wasn't on purpose. So... she's adorable. I mean, I don't know really anything about who you're talking about, but yeah, I guess she is. Sorry to change the subject, but this did just occur to me. I guess sorry for that. I burp a lot on this show, but would now be a good time to do like a round of, I guess, introductions to who we all are, because you've been here for a little bit, got time to know this show. Sorry to change the subject, but that did just come to me. Not like your whole life story when I say that, just like simple introduction. I have no idea. Oh, okay then. I guess if you want like the kind of semi-jokey, I'm a tiny, ageless, whatever the hell, who's just been through a lot, but we'll save that for another time. I'm going to put this back on the shelf. I talk movies a lot and TV shows, and occasionally dip into toy territory. I would say what I'm into, but I'm into a lot of different things. Let's just say top 5 action movie actors. Okay, that's easier to narrow down. That's actually a lot easier to narrow down, because I actually know some action movies. It's not like wrestling, where I only know, like, very little. I guess, okay. Okay, this might do a great disservice. I'm probably going to put The Rock at number 5. Mainly because, like, while I do like The Rock, I feel like his most recent movies have been kind of just... not... Okay, well, Black Adam wasn't great, but most of The Rock's recent movies have been kind of just like, eh. So putting The Rock at number 5. Number 4, no. I guess you disagree with that. Which, if that's the case, I may have my moments where I react a little to some opinions, but if you disagree, no worries. You seem to know your wrestling more than I do. The Rock is no good. Okay, well, you're not wrong. In fact, I'd say The Rock was good back when he, as somebody who, well, I mean, you know what? I'm not, you can agree to disagree with what I'm about to say, but it's just my personal opinion. I think The Rock is good in some movies, like, some. But my issue with him in a lot of movies is that, and art is subjective. If you like it, maybe I won't. Very intelligent individual. Very intelligent. Yeah, agree to disagree. You seem like you are the polar opposite of what this show typically is most of the time, and I mean that as a compliment. Not saying this show that I do is terrible. We know how to agree to disagree here, but most of the time it's like so chaotic, and I'm Canadian passive aggressive alcohol. That is Twitter bio worthy. That's just I don't mean that as an insult. I'm saying that as like a funny Buddha of the North. Oh, you're funny. You got jokes. I mean, typically everybody on this show has jokes, but you can't insult me. I'll take your word for it, but go ahead and insult me. You don't even know anything about me as a person, but go ahead, try and insult me. Just based on personality, physical appearance, etc. I dare you. I just want to see how this goes. Keep going with the, okay. Anyway, fine, okay, but I'm just going to stick with where The Rock is, low tier. Number 4, okay, number 4 is tricky, but again, if we're going off of recent activity and recent releases, I think I'm going to have to put, okay, I think, okay, okay, I think I'm going to, I kind of forget how to say his name, but the guy who was in Eternals, the Indian guy, I forget how you say his name, but I'm going to put him at number 4. Not because he's a bad actor, he's not, but I just don't see him as like an action Marvel movie actor, really. I don't know, I just see him as more of like a comedic, I mean, actors can have a lot of range, but I just see him as more of a comedic actor. What does it say? You are actually really cool. I don't want to say you are queer eye for the cross-eyed guy grinder cake. That's a new one. That is a new one. You asked, I mean, I did ask for it. I'm just going to save that for future reference, because that's just funny. But Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's pretty cool too. I don't really know him, like, as much as like the other actors, but he's. I'm just saving that for future reference. I just think that's fun. Just wanted to make you laugh. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, what else? Okay, number 2. What about Arnold? Honestly, I'm going to put Arnold at number... Okay, number 2 I'm going to give to, like... Number 2 I'm going to put, like, Robert Downey at number 2. I know that's random, but number 2. Number 1 I'm going to give to Arnold. Like, I have my other likings, I have my other favorites, but Arnold I'm going to put at number 1. Bro's iconic. Yeah. Sylvester's cool too. I'm so used to seeing his... I know that, like, Sly is what he's, like, abbreviated as, but I kind of forget that, so when I see it written, I don't immediately jump... I'm one of the few people who doesn't, but yeah, he's cool too. Okay, yeah. Alright. Yeah. Robin Williams. I like Robin Williams. Yeah. Again, though, I think I like Robin Williams as more of a comedic actor than a serious actor. Not saying that he can't do serious, it's just I feel like I like him more in comedy. So yeah. Okay, before I say what's on my mind, do you have anything else to add? Because he makes you... Well, I mean, yeah, he does. Rest in peace, legend. Rest in peace. Okay, before I say what I was going to say, do you have anything else you would like to add? Because if not, I'm probably just going to go ahead and say my piece. I would hate to interrupt. Even though I get interrupted on this show a lot. You are awesome. I'm happy I stumbled upon this tonight. Thank you. You seem like a keeper. And you know what? I know that this is honestly just... Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you a little privilege. It's not one I give to many people, or any people, but you know what? There you go. There you go, kind sir. There you go. For being not a shithead. I love you, and I hope you are waking up on the right side of the bed tomorrow. Very wholesome, young... Well, you said my kids, so maybe you're not that young, but... Wholesome guy, let's just say that. I really don't know. Thanks, brother. Yeah. Alright, but what I was gonna say. Yeah. Didn't expect to have a potential new viewer tonight, or new viewer in general tonight, but I guess this is what doing a live stream is all about. Unexpected surprises at every turn. Yeah. I guess, yeah, it's 12:25 a.m. where I am right now, so I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up. But before I go, I just want to add one last little piece here. Just a heads up. If you do tune into any future episodes, be prepared because it's pure chaos. I'm talking anything that can be said or done will be said or done. At least spoken-wise. Visually, this is the most you get. Oh, actually, totally random. top 5 pies. I don't eat pie. I don't eat pie. Okay, but before I... Oh, yeah. Totally random. Do you use Discord by any chance? Totally random, I know, but do you, sir, use Discord? If not, no biggie. I don't know what Discord is. Okay. No worries. No worries about that. No worries. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here just because it's getting pretty late. You said you needed to go to bed and have a drink and a smoke. I think it's time we all went to bed. Not trying to sound rude, just being funny. Anyway, what am I doing tomorrow night? I don't know. Will I elaborate further? No, because I've said enough. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. Hayden and we danced a gift from Canada. I think that was a suggestion for something, but I don't know. I think. I'll have... Normally, I do get a tiny bit annoyed when the outro is interrupted, but damn it, now I have to look that up. Okay, no idea, but anyway. Alright, I'm gonna go now. I'll copy that link. Or actually... I'm guessing it's a song or a video. I promise I'll get to the outro. It's just you brought my attention. Okay, it's a song. Sweet dreams, brother. Stay positive. Yep. You stay positive, too. Sir? Pleasure meeting you. Anyway, that's all the time. It's a song from Canada. I know a lot about Canada, but I'll save that for another time. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. Although I don't know if you believe in God. You might be atheist. If you are, no worries. You can believe whatever you want to believe in. Normally, Lucky Charms. Normally, I would follow that up with the "if you do drugs, you go to hell" quote, which Lou Albano said, dressed as Mario, but God is okay. Okay. But given you said drink and smoke, I think that would probably be a little insensitive, unless you have a sense of humor. I don't know. But either way, those two. And most importantly... Oh, my forehead is like covered in sweat.